In the past 20 years, we've seen big changes as kids with disabilities have more access to mainstream classes.
Universities and techs are also ensuring that they cater for people with disabilities, but it frustrates us when we learn of gaps in the system.
Our next story is about a fashionable young woman with a dream that's been thwarted somewhat by bureaucracy. Alice McConaughey is a 20-year-old student with her heart set on being a fashion designer. She's studying fashion and wants to have her own label. Like many young women, she's hooked on clothes.
I quite like ball gowns and cocktail dresses and bridal. It's a very elegant type wear. I prefer girly girl when it comes to fashion, so I love beads and Swarovski crystals and all that feminine, flowery fabrics. So I went and did textiles and just kind of grew from there. But teacher encouraged me so that I had a bit of a flair, and it just snowballed really.
We caught up with Alice at her home, where she's enjoying a new level of independence. Alice's condition is unique, and doctors don't have a name for it. Alice refers to it as Ellis syndrome. She was born with scoliosis. She is small of stature, and her lungs have only 1/5 of the capacity you'd expect of someone her size. This severely restricts Alice's breathing.
Oh, I love being on my own independence, but without the worry of if something goes wrong with my health. Being totally isolated, so I could be dependent without being independent, so it's great.
If she needs her mum, as all girls do from time to time, all it takes is the press of a buzzer.
Hey Mum, where's the Pinton?
The pins are on the table by the stereo.
Thank you.
The living arrangement gives both Alice and her parents peace of mind.
So we put the flat downstairs for Alice because she was looking to be independent, but because her health changes so suddenly, so quickly, we need to be there. So that sort of did the trick.
Can I have burger and fries, please?
Only when you buy them.
She wants to be as close to what other girls of her age would be doing as she can, and this helps her sort of fit into that.
Alice was born deaf. Being out in the community was difficult, but 7 years ago she had a bone-anchored hearing aid implanted. Sound passes via the bone instead of the middle ear. It's made all the difference to her confidence when she's out and about. That's her brother Doug, by the way.
But it's great because it gives me nearly normal hearing, but it gives me a lot of confidence to be able to go out there. Yeah.
Once she could hear properly, she just took off. She was really struggling at school, and just the difference, just in her personally, without the schooling or anything else, was just a huge difference.
Alice has been studying fashion design at the Bay of Plenty Polytech. Because of her health needs, she attends part-time.
We thought she may have struggled with some of the drawing and certainly with some of the drafting simply because of the size of the tables. But it's no problem whatsoever. She would be achieving really high marks in every class that she's done.
Alice's work featured in the annual Student Fashion Show. She'd accepted it might take her longer than the usual 2 years to complete her diploma in fashion technology.
And make sure that we've got all the correct markings.
But she was confident she would eventually achieve her goal. However, partway through the course, it became evident her dream was about to be shattered. Alice's size meant she couldn't carry out any lifting of bolts of fabric or operate some of the heavier machinery. These skills were specific course requirements. As it stands, Alice can never complete her diploma.
Well, we were absolutely shattered when we heard the news that she wasn't going to be able to get her diploma as she was. And what lifts us so much is that the way that she handles things. And she was down for 2 or 3 days.
But Alice is determined to hold on to her goal of making it in the fashion business. So she figured if she couldn't graduate in fashion, then she'd go for another field, business.
For starters, I need the skills because I don't know the best thing about money. I need the skills to be able to run my own business, which is especially what I want to do. And basically also because one of my goals is to graduate with something, whether it be fashion or whatever. So I'm using that to my advantage.
Bay of Plenty Polytech says it would like to have accommodated Ellis's abilities, but staff say they also have to ensure their graduates can meet industry requirements.
We're basing our courses, we're designing our courses on what they want to see in their employees, and we can kind of not really bend the rules, but we can be flexible with some aspects of assessment, but with others we can't, because that's what industry requires, someone to actually physically be able to do certain tasks. I feel disappointed for Alice's sake, and I wish that, you know, in an ideal world we would be able to, everything would be accessible to all people, but yeah, that's not necessarily realistic when it comes to what industry requirements are.
Undaunted, Alice is finishing what she can of her fashion course and refining her skills.
I like variety, so I could probably do sample machining, but I wouldn't go into a factory type situation. Yeah. But yeah, I like when it works out.
At Attitude, we'd be happier if Alice was able to fulfil her dream of gaining a fashion diploma, and if designers of courses took greater account of people with passion, like Alice.
So I see my future is very bright, and I'll make it bright regardless of what happens. I'm very stubborn and determined, and I think that'll see me through as far as I've got, and it'll see me further.